just with practice, I'd say the first half of the practice was, Broncos on Broncos, and then the last couple periods, we got into some San Francisco work. Tomorrow will be all San Francisco, and then we'll go. Any questions?
Sean, what have you done as much as you wanted to accomplish in the training camp window? Like you hit your check marks?
Well, look, from a coach's perspective, there's always kind of meat left on the bone. I mean, look, we're hitting these situations, we're installing, and I'd say we're pretty much on schedule, and yet the answer is never yes to that question if you ask a coach, I think.
What have you learned about your players and maybe the team from the beginning of training camp that maybe you didn't know that maybe you know now?
Well, I think it'd be more on an individual basis. You're really, for me, the exposure to game film last weekend and the names and who's doing what. But I'm hopeful to learn a lot more. I just finished talking about the younger players finding advocates to make the roster, and generally speaking in the preseason, it's pretty common where, a guy returns a kick, blocks a punt, does something on defense, offense, and they kind of help make the decisions for you. And, that's what we're looking for, especially from week 1 to week 2 with this young class.
Marvin Mims, will he play Saturday, and what have you seen from him?
Yeah, he's had a good week. He'll play. And I think he's had a really good week. He's healthy.
When you have a couple of running backs like your first two guys, and then you have a Julio McLaughlin that can give you a change of pace, is that something that you like as a head coach, having guys that can change up a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, historically, I've been fortunate to have been, I don't know, people say he runs a dual back system. I just think there's a lot of attrition on a runner in our league. And so over the years, we've had kind of a joker player and Bush and Sproles, Kamara. Those guys are running backs, and yet they do some other things in the passing game that, that give them that tag. So you could call it change of pace type player. Certainly McLaughlin's one of those candidates where he's a different style runner. All these guys that are healthy are going to play in this game. I think Javon will be somewhere around 10 to 12 plays. Yeah. So his vision was clean and clear in New Orleans. It's the same here. He was a 4-core special teams player there, and he's in really good shape. He's played running back. Now he's going to run till the glass breaks. That's his style. But he is someone we think can come in and compete, and then compete for a role in the kicking game. I don't know that we'll see him. It's been a minute since he's been playing. We'll probably limit his snaps in this game.
Your number one is what's sort of like the next step?
Yeah, somewhere between 20 and 24 plays.
Kind of just in terms of like just continuing to be sharp execution-wise, or is there something?
Yeah, I'm all for that.
You said Javonte was 10 to 12?
Say it again.
Javonte?
Yeah, I'm going to be smart. He's not going to get 20 plays. I think in a perfect game, I'd like to see him get 3 or 4 carries, maybe a pass, and just get him going.
Starting defense didn't allow points last week. What's the next step you want to see them?
Oh, there's situationally, there's things relative. Vance mentioned tackling. There's a handful of things. We're playing a good running offense this week. Certainly it's a team that year in and year out runs it as well as anyone in our league. So we'll get challenged in that way.
Kind of to that point about San Francisco, not sure if they're going to play their stars or not, but what do you want to see from your starting offense this week?
Yeah, you want to see the execution. You want to see a flow and a rhythm to the game, and ultimately you want to see touchdowns. I mean, that's the main objective when you're playing on offense. A little bit better in protection. Just a lot of the details that we looked at from a week ago.
You've done this a long time, Coach. When you deal with young players, sometimes they start doing the numbers game. There's anxiety starting to end. Is that part of kind of the Darwinism of the NFL? Who handles that the best? And kind of just
Yeah, I think that gets back to finding guys with grit and toughness, and that's a trait. That's a valuable trait, you know. And so, you know, being able to block out all the noise and still perform and feel like you did your best. I think now the first element of doing that is knowing what to do, you know, like knowing cold what to do so that you can go play fast. I think that's important.
When you have players who maybe are kind of low on the depth chart but do well in that first game, how important is it for you to see them do that again, to stack another big game on top of it?
Yeah, listen, it all gets evaluated. We talk about it twice a week. We update it, how they're doing, and you begin to formulate opinions. And someone asked the other day, is it more game? Is it more practice? And I'm honestly, I think it's the whole body of work. You know, when we were in school, we had quizzes and we had tests, and the game would be a test. But, you know, if you messed around on a bunch of quizzes like I used to, then the test was important because you didn't do well on the quizzes. It's all part of the equation.
Is that why winning actually matters in preseason?
It does matter. And it's a mindset, and it's, you know, now you have to be able to get the evaluations done, but it would have been a better feeling last week, you know, if we had won that game, and I probably would have been a little cheerier in the post-game presser. So I think it matters.
How much does camp
What
over?
brings this organization both for Russ and for you?
Yeah, look, he's been a great asset. He's smart. It's unusual to get a player. We have two, he and Chris, that are literally playing a year ago and now coaching. Man, he's prepared. I'm really impressed with his teaching ability and his style. He's organized. And I think that it's invaluable for the quarterbacks. You know, you have someone who actually understands it. And we have a number of guys that are in the quarterback meeting, but on a daily basis, he's been really good. And I told the story after he finished with his interview. You know, you kind of get in this routine of an interview. All right, let's get him to the airport and the next one. And then I'm sitting there talking to George, and I'm thinking to myself, why are we letting him leave? You know, and I know better. And so we called him up, we called the driver up, and brought him back and hired him. And I'm glad we did that.
Is camp over?
No, I think no. We have a whole week next week.
Okay. Checking out of the hotel or staying in the hotel?
Yeah, some of the vets, you know, I'll allow, but we're in camp still, and there's no light even at the end of the tunnel. It's dark.
Sean, what can you say about your new acquisition, Dwayne Washington?
I think I just said it. But anyway, good special teams player. Really can run. 5 years, you know, he earned his spot in the kicking game as an undrafted free agent. He's in good shape. He's big. He's physical. Kind of a slash downhill type runner. That's what I'd say.
Sean, what areas have you seen the most growth in Russell over these last 3 years?
Man, his movement skills have been impressive. So his off-schedule plays, every practice, you know, you see an example, one or two, and it really forces the receivers then to get in concert. You know, if you're not open in the initial route progression and the pocket moves one way, you got to move with it. His location's been really good. I think the last week and a half, 2 weeks have been really impressive.
Have you talked to McVay about the way the structure of the joint back?
I haven't yet. We'll talk at some point this week.
Sean, how much of Javonte playing beyond just a physical test is practical for pass protection because you have more experience than some of the young guys?
Yeah, look, both he and P. Ryan are real good in that area. I think more than anything, it's you know, someone coming off an injury like that of you know, kind of getting back on the horse again and playing not only physically but mentally. I'm not as worried about whether he's in pass pro or not as much as just, you know, it's a grass field. It'd be good to see his uniform a little dirty and him feeling a little bit better about the second game and you know, kind of getting back out there.
Yeah, I guess I meant pass pro for Russ. Trusting a guy.
Yeah, listen, yeah, we're going to have a real good protector. P. Ryan's real good. Obviously, Javonte is, and we'll, especially in those downs of third down, we'll make sure that's solid. All right, thank you guys.